Part of being a smart consumer means knowing how to interact with the content that you're watching and knowing when to take things with a grain of salt. And I've been thinking about that ever since seeing this video where the creator shared that she tried for years to achieve this very aspirational hair, this image that so many of us are sold, until she eventually came to the conclusion that that just wasn't going to happen. And I want to talk about that today. Really, the influencer lies that we have normalized.
This is what taking care of your hair and having that a million step routine will do.
And to be fair, I don't think influencers post these type of videos with the intent to deceive their audience. I think they're actually posted to kind of optimize to the algorithm, which rewards content that has very extreme before and afters. They want to make an engaging video, and a lot of times part of that includes showing this really dramatic transformation, even if it's not going to be that realistic for the viewer. So we're going to talk about it. Okay, also, yes, I have a microphone. I don't normally record with a mic. Well, to be clear, I've always recorded with a mic, but not normally something in my hand like this. But you've been telling me you don't like my sound, and I hear you, so we're trying things. So let me know your thoughts, but keep in mind, I'm still getting used to holding something in my hand, so I'm kind of learning the choreography here of how close and far I need to put it. You should have seen me behind the scenes. I'm like, testing. Do you like this? Is this better? Is this better? And even still now I'm like, am I recording? I will say though, there's something really powerful about a mic, and I want to talk about that even as like a bonus sixth point to make here that is loosely related to the video. There's something about someone holding a microphone that gives them so much more authority, whether it is earned or not. I know I have this thought as well. I'll be scrolling through content, and when I see someone with a microphone in front of them, there is just something mentally that happens that I assume they're more credible than they might actually be. And I just want to call that out because a mic is a pretty accessible thing. If someone wants to buy a mic, like they're sold at every price point, does not make someone an expert, even though they might visually look like one. But let's start with the hair one, because this is something that I fell for so long. When you see someone on the internet with great hair, it's usually genetics. And that's not to say they're not doing things in their hair care routine to kind of like optimize the results that they're getting, but it's mostly genetics. Because here's the thing, when you're seeing those very dramatic before and afters, you have to remember that they purposefully chose a photo that made their hair look as bad as possible for the first photo and compared it to another photo that made their hair look as good as possible. The range between the two is probably a bit skewed just to create that more dramatic effect. Like I could go through my camera roll right now and choose a photo where I'm having a bad hair day and put it next to a photo where I'm having a good hair day and go, oh, look at this transformation. And it's going to appear really dramatic, even if that's not telling the full story. So again, the theme here is really just manage your expectations. Like when you see someone with hair like this, if you were to follow their routine to a T, do everything the exact way that they do, you're still not going to get their hair. And I just feel like that is such a lie that the internet has sold to us, that if you do the right hair care routine, you do enough hair oiling, you use the right heat protectant, you do enough masks and bond repair and this and that, you will have this hair. But we kind of have to manage our expectations there. There is only so much that your hair can do. And if you don't naturally have very thick, full hair, even with the perfect hair care routine, you're probably not going to achieve that. Like, yes, it's possible you could see some results, but I feel like we're sold this dramatic before and after that is just not realistic. So really, like the baseline of this one is we all need to manage our expectations. Because even looking at some of those extreme before and afters, the before had a lot of bleach damage. That's why you're seeing the dramatic difference afterwards. It's not that their starting spot hair was that thin and fine. It's that it was so damaged that it looked like that. But if that's where you're starting with really thin, fine hair, it's not realistic to expect that thick result. You can't make your hair thick if it is thin. You're not gonna be able to make more strands of hair grow out of your head than they currently do. Like if you wanna go from this to this, you're gonna have to get extensions or wear a wig or something. And I know you might hear that and think like, dang, that's such a bummer, but I actually feel like it's so freeing. I think we're often sold the idea that if you don't have this perfect hair or perfect skin or perfect fill in the blank, that it is a failing on your part, when in reality, it's like, that's just not how it works. Next is the same thing, but skincare related. And this has been my own journey to work through within my lifetime, because I will get so down on myself about my skin, and I'm so envious of other people and their skin journey and like the current state of their skin, and I'm like, why can't I have that? I'm someone that has struggled with acne throughout the years, and really I've had great progress with my skin. Like I've got some pretty significant before and afters, but there are times when I see someone else with like perfect skin and I think, why can't I have that like flawless, poreless skin that you have? When in reality, 9 times out of 10 it's just genetics. And that's not to say such and such person isn't doing an elaborate skincare routine. They very well might be, but a skincare routine can only do so much. Again, the theme here really is like manage your expectations. If you naturally have larger pores, it's not going to be possible for you to shrink those down into being basically invisible. Like if someone has tiny non-visible pores, they were just lucky and born with that. Like it's not because they did this perfect combination of the best skincare routine and it shrunk their pores down. Like it just doesn't work like that. And another part of the skincare conversation is aging. The way your face ages is largely determined by genetics. I think about this whenever I see those "how old do I look" videos on TikTok.
If you didn't know me and you had to guess my age, what age would you think I was?
Right, how old do I look?
How old do I look?
How old do I look?
Oh my gosh, I cannot stand that type of video because the comments are so dramatic and they're always so shocked to learn the creator's real age. But the reality is 30 looks a lot of different ways. So does 40, so does 50. And that's not a reflection of you, quote unquote, aging poorly. It's really just genetics. There are so many things that play a factor into the way our faces age. Your facial anatomy is a huge part of this. And even if you have this top-notch skincare routine, you're really diligent with sunscreen, some people will just show visual signs of aging sooner than others, and it's not a failing on your part. And going back to those "how old do I look" videos, I see so many comments from people saying, oh my gosh, you just never wear sunscreen, do you never do this and that? It's just not that straightforward. So comparing your skin and the way your skin is aging to someone else's skin is just not productive. Also, I want to call out that topical skincare can only do so much. And that's not to say you can't get great results. I've had phenomenal results with things like tretinoin or even just with sunscreen alone. I've seen a tremendous difference in my skin, but a lot of the creators that you see that have phenomenal skin, it's not just like topical products, like they are doing in-office treatments. And I'm not even just talking about things like Botox and filler. I'm talking about thousands of dollars on extreme lasers, lots of microneedling, lots of different treatments to achieve that look. A topical product can have good results, but it is not a miracle. And when you're seeing really dramatic before and afters, it is highly likely that that is paired with some sort of in-office treatment, and expensive in-office treatment at that. But building off of those, the next influencer lie that we have normalized is the need to always be optimizing. I think part of this is probably rooted in our capitalist society, but there's this overall theme of like always needing to be better and do better. And I think in your life, like, yes, sure, strive for growth. But when it comes to things like your skincare, your makeup routine, like you don't need to be working on glowing up all the time. Like the amount of glow up related content on the internet is nauseating.
Classes in session. Here are 25 ways to glow up in 2025.
These are the things I would do to glow up in 30 days.
Glow up.
Glow up. Glow up. Glow up.
You are great right now. You don't need to have better skin, better hair, better this, better that. And I know it's really challenging to break free from that mindset because we are just inundated with that message 24/7.
If you look the same as you did last month, you're not glowing up, you're not growing, you're just scrolling.
That you need to be improving, but you're probably pretty great right now. And sure, that can be a worthwhile goal, especially for a lot of things in your life. Like maybe you want to work on improving your friendships, the relationships that you have, the knowledge that you have. But your physical appearance doesn't need to be this 24/7 project to always be improving and optimizing. And even going back to the comment I made in the beginning, where I don't necessarily think this is influencers' fault. I don't think they're trying to brainwash us to need to feel like we're optimizing all the time. I think this is the type of content that generally does well, and people love like glow up related content. There's just something about a before and after that's really engaging to the viewer. But I just want to remind us when we are engaging with that type of content that it doesn't have to be the goal. Like you're great how you are. Your skin doesn't need to be like 5% better by the end of next year for you to have value as a person. And I'll also say, I just think most glow up content is completely worthless. Like, not only do I not find it to be a worthwhile use of your time, but even when I've tried to play along and watch these videos just to see, you know, what recommendations are they gonna share, they're full of basically nothing. It will be a list with so many tasks, and I'm reading through these tasks thinking that's not gonna change anything. The difference you might see from that will be marginal, but the amount of effort required will be so much. Like, it's so much added aesthetic labor for such little outcome. Even if you have a goal to alter your physical appearance, the return on investment from most of these recommendations is just not there. It will be such a waste of your time. Not only that, so much of the advice is anti-science or things that just have no data to back them up. Like, don't waste your time. Fourth influencer lie we have normalized is everyone looks better with blank. We hear these very definitive statements so often on the internet, and I feel like the current culprit is everyone looks better with thin eyebrows. Oh my gosh, I've seen so many videos of people thinning out their brows because they're like, the internet said everyone looks better with thin eyebrows. And it's like, okay, well, let's not forget 3 years ago we were saying everyone looks better with soap eyebrows that are really lifted. And now people look back and laugh at that. But the point I'm trying to make with this is that there is just no universal anything when it comes to makeup. There's no scenario where it's like everyone looks better with this. Maybe the only exception I could make is like everyone looks best when they're like closest to natural. Like, that's something I really believe. The brow shape that is closest to your natural brow is probably what is best for your face, because like, of course, it's going to be the most harmonious with your features. These are the brows you were given. And I just feel like we swing through these different trends of like, everyone looks best with their blush up here. No, they don't. Some people look best with their blush down here. Some people look best with their blush right here. Also, like, what even is best? Like, that's a subjective description. And it was really grinding my gears a few years back when the very lifted makeup look was super trendy and everyone was saying your blush needs to be placed super high up here, your eyeliner needs to go up. And I remember like trying to do my makeup like this and thinking, this is not working for my face shape, but everyone's telling me I need to put my makeup here. And when I say people are telling me that, I am not kidding you. I will put my blush lower and people are like, you can't do that. It needs to be here. That's a lie. And I'm switching it up a little bit for number 5. But an influencer lie that we have normalized is that you need a different outfit for every occasion. Okay, first of all, I think of Lizzie McGuire. I was a huge Lizzie McGuire girl. And you know that quote when, what's her name? Kate? Yeah, I think it was Kate. I typed into Google, Lizzie McGuire's bully. When she's like, you're an outfit repeater, and Lizzie's like, well, you're an outfit rememberer, and that's just as pathetic. One thing about me, I love re-wearing my clothes. I will wear the same outfit over and over again. Like, I'm not kidding. If I wear something to dinner on Monday, don't be surprised if I wear it to dinner on Thursday. If I like an outfit, I'm gonna wear an outfit. And there's something about like being photographed in something. Like, we've been really brainwashed to think if you have taken a picture in something once, you better not wear it again. Like, once it's been photographed, that outfit is dead to you. That is just not how clothes work. You should be wearing the same things so many times until they're practically falling apart. And then when they are falling apart, you can take them to a tailor or a cobbler and get them fixed. Like, clothing is supposed to be reworn. And I also think part of having your own style is having pieces that you wear over and over again. Like, this is your signature look. Like, I've said it before, I say it all the time, I've shared this example many times. I have a black maxi skirt. There's a high chance if you ever see me out and about, I will be wearing this black maxi skirt. I wear it in the winter, spring, summer, fall. It does not matter. I'm gonna style this skirt. And this goes beyond clothing. I think there's also this idea that you need new decor every season. Like, now it's fall and you need to redo your home. And don't get me wrong, that can be very fun and I enjoy doing that. But it's not a must. And also, if you are gonna do new fall decorations, like, you can save those year after year. I don't know where the internet got this idea that like you need to throw away your fall stuff this year and then next year you buy new fall stuff. Like, no, put that in your closet, bring it back out. Like, that's the normal thing to do, is put it in your closet and bring it back out again. But that's the thing, it wouldn't make for as interesting of a video from a creator if they were to just show you the same fall decor every year and say, here's me taking my fall decor out and putting it back up the same way you saw me do last year. No, what's a more engaging video for the viewer going out and buying new fall decor? But that's why I kind of want to call these things out, not to shame the creators, but to just bring a more realistic viewpoint to this of like, that's not a normal way to live. That is content for your entertainment, but it's not something you need to be replicating, and it's not normal to replicate or to live like that. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Let me know your thoughts on the mic. I'm crossing my fingers and my toes that the recording sounds good. But if you like this style of content, I've got a playlist of similar videos. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll go ahead and see you on my next one. Bye.